Oh, there we are. Welcome back, everyone. It's Tuesday night. Bobby Gray here, founder and fearless leader of Texit Coin, joining you for another amazing update with our wonderful team. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. As you know, we like to start on schedule, and I think I started right before 6:01 p.m., which makes me not late. 305 of us are here so far. I've got a bunch of my besties joining us for the call. McKaylin is first. She's got better things to do than hang out with us for our Tuesday night call. So she said, "Can I please go first tonight? Please." My boyfriend's back. My fiance is back.
Yeah,
He's
get it
here.
right.
I haven't seen him in forever. Can I please have the night off? What was my answer? No, no.
That was not your decision. That was on me. I said, you know what? I'll get on there. I'll give everybody an update, and then I'll call it
What
quits.
I said to you was, you've had such an amazing week so far. Why would you want to skip sharing your story with our community? And you said, that's a really great point, falafel. And I'll give you the first 3 minutes. We're at 6:02, which means I'm down to my last 60 seconds. Tell me what's been happening in your world of enrollment this week.
So we started training yesterday. We have 12 people in training. Some being Ranger support people, then some being in-house customer service, and then we have about 10 more people coming in next week for training. So we're super busy. I've been on my own the past 2 days. Thanks, Landon. But Landon will be back tomorrow and he's gonna
He's
get
back
a
now, too.
chance. Yeah.
He's back as well.
He'll be back at work tomorrow, so he'll get his chance to stand at the front. Everyone is doing a great job. We have a lot of people who are eager to learn and are making success, being successful already. Our average for miners per day right now is like over 450, which is insane.
You're talking about new miners per day?
Yeah.
It's dropped
Um,
down. This week has been a little slow.
yeah, but I'm just saying like the average overall. Um, Enrollment and customer service has their own office now. Sorry, Bobby.
You know, it's important for you to be comfortable in your third space. You know, we're starting to meet these community leaders and mayors from all over the state of Texas, and they talk about, no, I guess it's your second space. Your work is your second space. You live at
Yeah.
home, you go to work, and then your community is your third space. So I want you to be happy where you are. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be productive, but I want us all to be nearby. And so we rented another building 2 doors down from our new headquarters, which of course now is too small for our very rapidly growing operation. So you're nearby. You're just a stone's throw
It's
away, as they say.
yeah. It's walking distance, but it's really nice and it's such a perfect fit for customer service and enrollment to unite together.
Yes. And just
Um,
a quick reminder, we're up to how many Rangers so far? We're up to 52 Rangers. And what we've said to the Rangers, we'll get messages from Rangers saying, like, well, I need help with this. I'm like, well, who's your support person? Who's your dedicated person that's got access to the back end, the administrative section to make those changes? I don't have one. Well, why not? Part of the benefit for being a Ranger is that you've got access to a budget for promotion, marketing, expense reimbursement, and also a budget to have a support person. We want the Rangers out there being ambassadors for our brand, telling our story, evangelizing, sharing it with anyone and everyone that's willing to listen. And then we want their support person to be doing the busy work, the
right.
entry, the manual updates, the placement, the customer service stuff, the password resets. So you're bringing new Ranger support people in, new customer service people in, and that is really incredible. And you've got a great space to do it, and you're doing a great job. And I love the format. You got a couple hours in a training session, and then you break out into small individual
Groups.
groups for live sessions with the computers. Really well done. Thanks for the update. Tell Riken I said hello, and you have a great night.
I had one more thing. I was gonna say we're getting organized and ready for this thing to skyrocket. That's how I
Skyrocket,
was gonna egg it. Yeah. Like,
skyrocket.
phew.
It is already skyrocketing, as
Yes.
they
No, I
say.
had one more point though. If
Make it.
you are a ranger and you don't have anyone to work for you and you need a customer service person, then you need to reach out to Rob so that way he can get in contact with you. This is our first week of training and then next week is already booked and we think that we're gonna have one more week of training. So if you don't get in those 3 weeks, then So we.
The ship has not sailed for good, but
Yeah.
we
But it'll
are
be a while.
we're making big improvements as we go. We're recording some of these training sessions, so we'll be able to do more distance learning type stuff. So the whole idea is not just that we build this thing to scale, but we build it so that we can replicate it. And we've teased
Right.
that a little bit. Somebody asked me if I was going to talk more about it tonight. The answer is no. But we're doing a great job. We're having a lot of fun. We're successful in our mission, and we want to set ourselves up for future success and growth as well. So the opportunity to come here and hang out and do it in person may be limited, but there's always opportunity for us to build a great team to keep up with the growth that you guys are throwing at us. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. Appreciate the update. And anything else?
Nope, that's it. Bye.
Good night. Thank you. Samantha, what are you doing here on this call?
Hi, I'm jumping in today as a little bit of an event placeholder for my mom because she kind of handles all of that stuff. But I wanted to say that we have a lot of really great and exciting things coming up. We leave for Thailand in a week, which is incredible. I can't believe we're here already. If you have not checked your email, if you're going to Thailand, please check your email for important information. We're having our last Zoom call before the trip tomorrow night at 7 Central. So be sure you're on that. If you have questions, check your email, reply to us, please. We are begging you. And we're going to have a great time. This
Isn't it funny
weekend,
how people send us emails? They're like, hey, just want to let you know, I just booked my own flight to Thailand. Can't wait to meet up. We're like, the trip closed out like 6 weeks ago, man. Like
yeah,
you're going
we
to
are
be
still
staying
getting
at the
those
Roach
messages.
Motel, underneath Soy 14 if you're not careful.
Not actually. It's not that bad, but it might be close.
In all
Just hit them.
honesty, thanks for jumping on, Samantha. We've got one other thing to talk about as well, but my ladies always say, you forgot to mention the event. Why didn't you mention the event? You had one job tonight on the call. You were supposed to mention the big thing last call, and I forgot. There's something else coming up that's important to us as well. Tell us what it is.
So we have a crypto Halloween party happening at the Puttery October 31st, which happens to be Halloween, so surprise. We reserved the whole event space. There are 4 mini golf courses. We're gonna do food, open bar, silent disco, karaoke. We're gonna have a contest for costumes, so get creative. It's gonna be a really, really fun time. So very looking forward to seeing y'all there. There's still a couple tickets left, but they are going quickly. So you can find that on the Eventbrite.
This is Halloween at Grandscape Puttery, which is in the North Dallas area. If you're not from around these parts, feel free to join us. But it is not like a company sponsored trip prize, send in the jet for you kind of thing. We want to do more events like this. We did the roller skating thing on Pizza Day. That was a ton of fun. So I think we're going to try to get in the habit of scheduling more like just normal around town type of stuff. And we encourage, the Rangers to look at opportunities to do that as well in your part of the world. Remember that Texit Coin is all about fun and excitement and community. So the more opportunities we have just to get out and meet and mingle and say hello to each other, the better. The more of a great time we can have while we're building this rocket ship and having so much success that we can't even handle it sometimes. Anything else to add before I invite you to call it an evening? And
I've got 2 more events I want to talk about because we're doing so many awesome things. I know it's like exhausting, but we've got a
what's
huge
next?
event in Tampa this weekend. Angelo's team and Mitchell Tucker's team are going to be there. So if you want to come out and meet them, or you want to meet my dad, he will also be there, aka Bobby. I don't know if everyone knows that. He's my
I
dad.
will also be
Um,
there.
but it's going to be Saturday in Tampa. So check the Eventbrite for that one. And then the Plano Balloon Festival is happening, and we have the Texit Freedom Flyer. I
Any
don't know if you
pictures
guys
of
have
that to
seen that
show?
on
Have we seen
socials.
pictures?
It's on social media. It looks incredible. So bring the kids out. It's a great family event. Hot air balloons are very scary, but I think worth the experience. So come out and enjoy that with us too.
What are the dates for the Plano Balloon Festival? Any idea?
It's the 18th to the 21st.
18th to the 21st. Is the Texit Freedom Flyer going up all of those days, or is there just one day that it goes up? Any idea how that works?
I think it's going up to party all the days, but I can double check.
Mm, so let me see if I can find a picture of the Texit Freedom Flyer. Does anyone have fast and easy access to the Texit Freedom Flyer? Hold on. Where did it go? Marketing and promotion. All right. You said we had two things. Was that both of them?
That was both of them.
Huzzah. I found my videos. Hold on, my pictures. If you haven't seen it yet, there is the live and real deal Texit Freedom Flyer. This is the test inflate. I don't know if they do a test flight along with this, but before the FAA is willing to sign off on it, they want you to fill it up and I don't know, see if it leaks, see if it makes
No
a funny
holes or
sound.
anything.
I don't know. The question is, who's going to be the first to go for the test flight, the maiden voyage? Not me.
And
Not me. Okay, what else you got?
that's everything for me right now. There's an Eventbrite on our Texit Coin page. You can go to texitcoin.org, go to the calendar. All of our stuff is up there. So go and find something in your area if you're not nearby. But we have lots of stuff happening every week. So
Let's pause for a moment and talk about Thailand because this is a pretty big freedom field trip. We've got 156 people confirmed to go out there. We've got a couple days in Bangkok on the front end. We've got a couple days in Hua Hin. Then we're back to Bangkok for our TXC Trade with All Summit. We got 600 of our friends from Asia joining us there to learn more about TexitCoin and hear our story and find out firsthand what all the excitement is about. And so then we've got the second half of the trip, and only a couple people qualify for that. That's expensive. We've got Token 2049. I just agreed to drop $100,000 today on a booth at Token 2049. Now, this is interesting because, first of all, it's the biggest crypto event in the entire world, number A. But a couple weeks ago, we weren't really interested in doing it. And the reason we weren't really interested in doing it is because it's expensive. And if you look at, our engagement for Asia, it's really, really early. We're building this thing here in Texas. We're inviting Texans and Americans first to come and join us and be a part of the mine. And ultimately, our goal is to share our story with our friends on the other side of the world. Now, this is unique for you and me, Sam, because we lived over there for 7 years. We went out there after Daddy messed up the company and lost everything in 2013. And we slept under, a bridge and on the floors of hostels for a couple months while we figured out what the bottom looked like. And then we started to put our world back together. And we lived for 4 years in Thailand and spent time in Bangkok and in Pattaya and traveled all over. And then we moved to Singapore. And we built a factory in Thailand, sold it. We built a factory in Singapore, sold it. And so, we got to witness this crypto craze with a front row seat in Asia. 60% of crypto trading is Japan, Korea, China. So this is where crypto really lives and breathes. And so ultimately, we want to share our story with our friends on the other side of the world. And we understand that culture and, the interests and desires and preferences of our friends in Asia pretty well after being there for so long. And so this is our first chance to go back and say hello. Now, I've been back to Asia a couple times. You and I went there for your surgery last year. We did that in November. That was a big turning point for us because that was the month we hit profitability. And with profitability came money that's dedicated for advertising and promotion and liquidity and all the other fun things that have really ignited this project to take off. Early 2020, what year are we in now? 2025. Anyway, this is the beginning of our introduction to our friends and our community in Asia. And ultimately, crypto is popular in Asia. Crypto is, spreading like wildfire around Asia. But the money and the banking laws are different out there. It's easy for a financial technology to spread quickly and be adopted quickly in that part of the world. Anyway, my point is that we're not putting all of our eggs in the Asia basket today. Today, we're still in phase one. Phase one is building the mine. Phase one is building our community. Phase one is getting our reputation going, following through on our promises. And so we're not expecting Asia to trip over themselves to throw trillions and trillions of dollars at us today. Yet, right now. We've had a lot of success here in the US, and it's the byproduct of our work and our effort and our follow through. And so, yeah, we're going over there. We're going to meet some people. We're going to have a good time. and we're going to invite them to join us, but we're not betting the farm on it. Now, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago, when we were evaluating Token 2049 and looking at that $100,000 price tag to participate at that event, that was a big ticket item. That was a big line item. And back then we said, okay, I think it's important, but it's not out of the budget today, but we really can't justify it today. Then take a look at how we've done over the last 5, 6 weeks. Let me pull up the website here. Take a quick look at, our growth from where we were just a little over a month ago. 3 million. I remember breaking the $5 million mark when we were at the Oklahoma City event, and then all of a sudden, boom, $7 million the week after that. Another 5.6 million the week after that. So the last couple of weeks, we've been red hot. And I keep telling our team here internally that we have to continue to grow managerially along with our community. And if we're not improving, if we're not speeding up our processes, if we're not doing a better job serving our community as our community continues to grow, then we're going to get left behind, or we're not going to keep pace with them, or they're going to get frustrated with us. So we have to keep growing. We have to keep changing. We have to accelerate the investments that we're making to match what our community is doing. And the one thing I can tell you guys for sure is that we're going to rise to the occasion over here. We're going to do a good job. We're going to continue to do a good job, and we're going to continue to make great decisions. And one of those decisions was, hey, we're doing really well. We're red hot. We're going to be in Asia. We're going to be there in Singapore during the biggest crypto event on planet Earth. Why would we not go? Well, if we were struggling, if we were really watching the line items here to make sure that we're able to cover payroll and stuff, then we would be a little bit more cautious. But obviously we've been doing very well over the last couple of weeks. And so it's our job, it's our responsibility to continue to invest the cash that's coming in our continued success. And so we look at it and we go, $100,000 is not a lot of money. Let's get there. Now, even if we don't win over every Singaporean and Asian and Chinese person and Korean and, Japanese businessman that's coming through Token 2049, we want to start to plant the seeds today. If they're walking through this event, the biggest event in the world, we want them to see us. We want to make a good first impression so that as we begin to market to them in 3 months and in 6 months and in 9 months, they go, oh, I remember those guys. I saw them at Token 2049 in Singapore. And so we have an opportunity right now. We're going to be there. It's the big event. We might as well make an introduction. And so between the event that's happening in Bangkok a couple days before that, and then Token 2049 on October 1st, 2nd, I was asking my wife today, I said, Kira, are we going to have anyone over there? We got Josh, we got Tony, we got Pete will be there, Trey, Samantha, you'll be there, I'll be there. We got a couple other people. We got Angelo, we got Terry. We got some really great people. Now we got tickets for everybody. We've got a 16 square meter booth. Does anyone know how big that is? 4 by 4 meters is 12 or 14 by 14 booth. It's a big booth. So now we have a professional booth company designing and installing the booth, and we're going to be there in Singapore. It's the Emerald City. It's the wealthiest city on planet Earth. It's the big crypto event in the big cool city where I built a factory back in 2017 to 2020 and made a lot of good connections, made some friends, and had a great time. And so we're going back to Thailand. We're going back to Singapore, and we've got enough cash now, thanks to you guys and our growth, to make an appearance there, make a great first impression, and start to plant the seeds in Asia for our upcoming marketing and promotion efforts, which will begin as we, I'd say wrap up phase 1. It's hard to say that being where we are today, but man, it feels like we're almost done. And that's bittersweet. And we're not done. We got a long way to go. But it's time to begin to engage our friends on the other side of the world. And there's a lot that goes into that. I don't know how much time we'll have to get into all that tonight, but that's where we're going to be on our next Freedom Field trip. If you're joining us, tune in to tomorrow night's call, 7 o'clock Central Time. We'll talk about all the last minute things you may care to think about before you jump on that plane with your passport in hand and take that 20, 22, 24, 30-hour flight over to the other side of the world to join us for the Freedom Field trip to Thailand and maybe to Singapore as well. So that's coming up in just a couple days, and it's exciting to think about, and it's even more exciting to go and enjoy together with you. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, who else is on the call that has got some updates for us? An iPhone person has his or her hand up. Is that Fast Eddie? Is that Paige? It's not Paige. I don't know who it is. Rue, any idea?
I don't see it.
Are you using your professional microphone tonight?
I am, and it
Ooh.
still doesn't shave.
It's so velvety and sultry.
How do you read me? Do I sound professional now?
Yeah, loud and clear, much better. We can take
Cool.
you seriously finally. Okay, Samantha, thanks for that update. Feel free to stick around or drop off. We got Kristen and Paige hiding out there. Kristen was here, and now she's hiding her video. Not cool. Kristen's back. Hi, Kristen.
Hi.
What's new and exciting in the realm of all things promotion? Any new deals? Any new things pop onto our radar in the last week?
Thing, but we already did, and I'm going to be the one going on the test ride. So, wish me luck. I'm going this weekend.
Insurance is available.
So we'll see. I've never been in a balloon before, but if I die, I died for Texit Coin. So
it's not a bad way to go. I'll probably go the same way. You're just going to be earlier.
It is what it is. All right. Well, we signed a contract and a partnership with Roxo Media, which is tied into TCU a little bit. But the cool thing about this opportunity is that we get to use their professional studio. So with interviews, commercials, podcasting, all the things, promo.
Slow down a second here. We don't all know what TCU is. What is TCU?
I'm about to get into that. Hold on. Let me finish. So promo and creative content that's more next level, more professional atmosphere. Robbie was there. He saw it. It was really neat. Nice. They're tied into TCU. It's kind of like the UT sponsorship will be on a lot of their before their games, during their games, commercials. They'll say that we are, their Texit Coin studio and whatnot. But the cool thing about it is the production. We get to use their studio whenever we need to or want to, which is really cool.
And what is TCU?
Texas
for the masses.
I forgot. Not everybody's from Texas. Let's see. Also, the Plano Balloon Festival we talked about is
pause. So TCU is Texas Christian University.
University. It's a private school in Texas out of Fort Worth.
It's a private school in Texas in Fort Worth, and we met them through a friend that has been helping us source the vehicles for our Game Over giveaway. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So this friend is kind of incredibly helpful.
He's amazing.
He's amazing. He seems to know everybody. He's making all kinds of introductions, opening doors for us all over the Metroplex, sourcing these supercars and hypercars and Game Over giveaway cars. And so he's been really great. So thanks and shout out to our friend. We'll find out if it's okay to mention his name later. He also is the one that introduced us to our not yet named VIP.
Mm-hmm.
And Rue, you're working on some sort of negotiation with the not yet named VIP. Has there been a follow-up conversation yet?
We've had a conversation. We had a 40-minute conversation yesterday. We are still lining up the ducks with his business people and our people, and hopefully we'll get to shake hands on that and have some exciting news for the community.
Awesome. Okay, so TCU is a university, and they happen to have a first-class studio.
Yeah, so it's Roxo Media. All the guys that work at Roxo, they are all alumni from TCU. Huge, okay. And some of them are coaches, and just everybody's involved with TCU. It's a big university, but it's a very close knit. I mean, the whole town of Fort Worth is very small but big. So everybody knows each other, and that's where it started. They're just passionate as TCU, but they also have this big studio. One of their partners, Chris Goudier, he's an Emmy award-winning journalist and broadcaster. So he's going to be working with us a lot. But yeah, there's a lot of, the studio is, Robbie, explain the studio. It's like incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome. And we would be able to design it and kind of make it look like our own. So we will push out some amazing content.
So it's just next level content. I mean, it's just a really neat studio.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
so the idea is that we're increasing our brand quality and value. You know, we're increasing the production value and quality of the content that we're putting together.
Yes.
I know that we're working on a lot of new videos and training resources. So maybe that's something that we're going to be able to do out of there. Maybe our new VIP is going to be able to, you know, do some spokesman type stuff out of that studio as well. So great job. And thank you for that. Anything else simmering that's worth mentioning?
Yeah, there's a relationship there with them too. So that's pretty cool.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yes. Let's see. Tomorrow is our meeting with the Dallas Stars. So with the possible partnership and sponsorship.
Any idea what they want to do for us?
Well, there's a lot of different opportunities there. I had gotten some pictures of possibly being on the helmets, our Texit Coin on the jersey. We would be around the rink, Texit Coin everywhere. So there's just a lot of different opportunities, but we're going to find that out tomorrow. 2
questions. Any idea what they want from us?
Money.
Dinero.
Money.
How much of it?
Money.
I don't know. There's different options. So I just don't want to say anything until I go to this meeting.
Is it affordable? Can we afford it? Do we have that kind of money?
That I would definitely invest in. I mean, it's a big deal. But yeah, I think we could afford it. I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Excellent. Anything else to add before I kick you off the call?
We are now collaborating with a company out of Austin, Texas called Tilted Chair. They are big with just upping our brand and working with us with marketing and going down different avenues as we grow. They help us get into different avenues that we haven't really, you know, gone down yet. So they kind of help us with rebranding and leveling up. So that's another thing that we've added.
Yeah, part of the idea with that is, you know, we need some fresh ideas for creative. We've been running the same motion graphics in the airports for a while now. Now, I think we just updated them to reflect our new and improved price, you know, because people are like, oh, they're at $1 I'll jump. Oh, that's $3. What happened? 10 seconds after I look at triples. So I think we got them new content for that. But, you know, if you're traveling through the airport, and you keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again, eventually you kind of tune it out.
Yep.
Now, the billboards on the highways are different because they're dynamically updated with the live price. And you can thank yours truly for that little genius idea.
It's a good one.
I came up with it because of 2 things. One is I have not a creative bone in my body. And I'm like, okay, we got to put something on the billboard. What should we put? I don't know. Just put like the logo and the price. And so I will take full credit for being the guy that said, wouldn't it be really neat if we just put the price up there and then step back and let the chips fall where they may? And, you know, we went live on the billboards back in January at like 19.8 cents. And I can only imagine what it must feel like to sit in traffic looking up at that billboard at 19 cents and then at 30 cents and then 70 cents and then $1 and $2 and now at $3. And what was our high? 325.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it must just be a matter of time before you go, all right, I'll get in. I did a recording today for the KLBJ Crypto Rich Wednesday night show that we do out of Central Texas. And they said, we're getting phone call after phone call after phone call. And the number one question is like, how do I get in? How do I buy some TXC? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. The problem is like, we're not on Coinbase. And that's where like 99% of people that probably could figure it out would want to go to pick up a handful of TXC. And we're not on Coinbase. Okay, well, we want to be on someday. We want it to be easier for people than it is right now. But what do we do before then? Well, go to dex-trade.com, set up an account. Don't do the 2-factor verification. Go to Coinbase, get some USDC, convert it to USDT, send it over to dex-trade.com, and you're good to go. Oh, and then place a market or a limits buy order. It's like, if you're new to crypto, who's going to figure that out? Now, we've got training videos on how to do all those things. We also have a little convenient link in the back office where you can buy crypto there. We charge a bit of a premium, but it simplifies it. So what do we tell people that are calling the studio, ringing the phone off the hook, saying, how do I get in? How do I do it? Do we have any ideas? Because I don't know. I literally don't know what to tell them. Anyway, that's the best that my little brain was able to come up with as far as marketing and promotion, and it's worked incredibly well. But now we need to start getting more creative. We need to start to figure out how to engage other audiences outside of the state of Texas. You know, we want to start running campaigns in San Francisco and New York. This is where the two largest Asian populations are in the country. You know, what about a Times Square takeover? We looked at that before. It was $1 million a day to do a Times Square buyout.
Wow.
But they get like 15 million impressions per day there. So it's actually really cheap. You know, we didn't have $1 million before to do that. Well, now we do. Now we do have the ability to explore things like that. So if we're operating at that level, we need to have professionals here that are able to bring new ideas, fresh faces, fresh ideas to the table to make sure that we're putting our best foot forward as we continue to invest our capital in making sure the world knows who we are and what we have to tell. So thanks for getting that done. Anything else to add before we move on?
No, I'm good to go.
Great job. Okay, well, thanks again. All right, so I think we got Fast Eddie tuned in here, and we also got Ron Parr to give us a quick update on the mine. Let's talk real quick before we jump to you guys about two things. First of all, if you think that I'm distracted over here, it's because I'm playing around with this coin. And you may not recognize this coin, but I recognize this coin, and it seems to be reversed. But this is our week 74 wallet. So all of the Ethereum virtual machine payments that come in end up on this coin. And if you can tell by the little fingernail marks in the bottom of this coin, the coin is still intact. I have yet to take the sticker off of this coin. We talked a couple weeks ago about how this speaks to our financial health. But it's Tuesday night. Commissions are due on Wednesday. We had a little bit of a bug with commissions last week because our commission payouts are getting so numerous now that we actually have to chop the transaction up into two transactions because the multi-center program that we use maxes out at a couple hundred transactions. And so we're limiting our transactions for commission now to 200 per transaction. And what that allows us to do is to get a unique transaction hash receipt, so to speak, for each one of those payments. So what happened last week was I didn't see that our system was set up to break that in half, and I didn't pay out the second half. Alex was out of town. We didn't catch it right away. I thought it was all good and done on Tuesday. You know, commissions are due and payable by Wednesday, 5 o'clock, but I made a mistake. The system was enhanced and I didn't know it. And so now I wanted to do it while we're talking about the mine. So I wanted to mention that real quick. And I wanted to show you what a cold storage wallet looks like when it is brand new and what happens when you take that security seal. And I can't take it off all the way because there's a couple bucks on here. 100 Texit Coin to the first person that tells us the exact wallet balance that's on this coin.
Ooh.
Which one of us is clever enough to figure it out? Here it is. The coin ID is 2FC. I'm talking about the entire balance, not just USDC. I'm talking about the entire balance. 2FC 7F1. 2FC 7F1. First person to get it right gets 100 TXC. Pop it into the Q&A section, and I will award it. 2 million is not the right answer, you unlucky guessers. Use some tools. Let's figure it out. That is not it either. It's not 713. It's not 700. It's not 600. It's not 45 million. It is none of those things. I'm looking for an exact correct answer, my friends. Show your work. Anyway, I'm going to work on this. But the other thing I want to talk about before we jump into Eddie and Ron here with their quick updates is I want to talk about what's happening right now, because I remember not so long ago when we were talking about building the mine and how it was young and it was early, and there was a little bathtub there in my garage, and we had just upgraded from the L3s screaming, making 120 degrees of heat in my garage to this little bathtub looking thing that was holding on to 5 Bitmain L7s. And I said, that's what's running our network right now. And we are at 1/100th of 1% of the way to our goal. It's not a lot to look at. Judge us if you want, but we're not faking it till we make it. We're just going to be upfront. We're going to be honest. We're going to show you guys that we don't have much, but what we have is here and it's real. And it's got to start somewhere. And we're at 1/100th of 1% of the way to our goal. And now we're coming up on a little bit of a milestone here, because take a look at how much hash power we've sold. 9,412 gigahash. That's 94, hold on, 940,000, 9.412 million megahash, which means that we are a stone's throw away from 10 million megahash, which is 10%, which would be 10% of the way to our goal of 100 million megahash. So Rob, I know that you were there in the early days of the screaming L3s in the garage. Excuse me. But today we are coming up on having sold almost 10% of the mine. Now that's an impressive feat. I want to remind you guys, and the reason we're having this conversation, the reason we've got these guys here is for accountability. I want to remind you guys that there are multiple steps to building the mine. The first thing we do is sell it. Then we bring in the cash for it. Then we buy it. Then we pay for it. Then we get the computing hash power. Then we have to install it. Ron and Fast Eddie are here to take that installation load off my shoulders. I used to be the guy that was messing around with the wrench and the pliers in the mine. I'm not the guy anymore. And I'm really happy to not be the guy. But someone's got to be the guy. And we got 2 guys right now. Why? Because we want to work in parallel. One of them wants to take a vacation. Great. One of them wants to explore strategy A. One of them wants to explore strategy B. Great. I keep telling these guys and the rest of our community that we want to be scientists as we engage these things. We're learning as we go. A major, major thing just happened in the industry that I want to share with you guys real quick, and then we'll jump into this. But Bitmain just released this piece of equipment. U2L9H, pioneering hydrocooling mining for LTC and Doge. What they mean when they say LTC and Doge is they mean for script algorithm. That's us. We're script. And so they just introduced this same technology that they've already been using, tested, and working beautifully for their Bitcoin miners. They just made a Litecoin Doge script version of it as well. Sales start September 1st. Shipping November. Man, what a great time for us to be pioneering this stuff, learning about this stuff, and using the greatest technologies that are coming out for these things. So, having said that, we are coming up now on 10% of the mine being sold. We are a far way off of that number in terms of how much of the mine is installed. Now, there are 3 numbers: how much mine is sold, how much mine we've purchased, and how much mine we're actually running at today. There are 3 different numbers there. And I've brought these guys in to help us make sure, get it to the point where the mine is running at or above how much we've sold. That's their directive. So, Eddie, let's go first with you. And again, I'm going to mess around with this coin here because I got commissions to pay. But give us a quick update on what's happening right now in Victoria, and what our next step is, what we can expect as we move forward to installing and turning on the first immersion cooling container that is now there.
Yeah, so as we expected, we're waiting for Victoria Electric to get our power on.
Eddie's in like a stadium right now. in front of 500,000 screaming fans. The echo goes across the garage.
Sorry about that. I got some sound issues here. I'm still at the farm.
We got you loud and clear now. Go ahead. Tell us. We're waiting right now for Victoria Power and Electric to cross connect.
Yep. And as soon as that's turned on, so I'm here in McKinney. We've got this mine. We've got this back up to snuff. We had a few issues here. So we'll be heading to Mansfield tomorrow. We're going to set that B24 up, and we're just waiting to get power on, and then that will be up. And then we're going to head out to Victoria and start setting that one up, either with or without electricity. So that one will be ready as soon as they turn it on.
So that container holds 200 of our L9s. We've got some work cut out for us because we've got to do some configuration changes on the L9s. What are you trying out right now that's going to make the L9s work better for us than we've seen historically?
So right now, so we've basically taken all the fans off on the main, mine, and the power distribution unit. And we have that test going right now, and it's working fine here in McKinney. It's just a lot of work. So the next best thing is to run firmware, and we're trying to maybe not do that. We're going to have to probably do that in Mansfield because it works in tandem with the energy management. So whichever one we choose is which one we're going to go with all the mines. But that's going to be the quickest, easiest, best scenarios to run firmware instead of spoofing the fans.
But the firmware is going to take some overhead. Is that right?
Correct. I think it's anywhere from 0.5% all the way up to 2%, just depending on which ones you use.
Got it. All right. So we're messing around. We're trying things out. And once we get it dialed in, that's when we deploy those 200 units down to the Victoria installation.
Correct.
Best guess on when we can expect to see something magical from the power company?
We're hoping at the end of this month, beginning of next, it will be ready. Like I say, we're just waiting on VEC, but our work is going to take longer than theirs. So after we get Mansfield finished, I'm headed to Victoria to start getting the mines in there.
Okay. We're building a security fence around the facility. We've got internet on standby. We've got cameras going up for monitoring. And of course, once we have a firm date from the power company, you'll be the first to know, and we'll be invited to come out there and join us for the cross connect and the great flipping of the switch.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Okay. Thank you very much. Ron, tell us about the work that's going on from your perspective.
I think everybody's going to see an exponential growth happen just extremely quickly. With the B24 coming on in Mansfield, with the container also coming into Mansfield, we're beginning electrics on that. That's for another BC40 container. So you've got another 200 miners there on top of the 24 with the BC24 or the B24, plus Victoria, 200 miners. And now we just are in the finishing stages of wrapping up our new Houston facility. And as you know, we've got 2 containers that are going to be at the port any day here. So we've got to have locations for those. One is going to Mansfield for immediate installation. And the second, we're hopeful as we get through the electric analysis on Houston, that can go immediately to Houston. And so we've got the potential for 3 entire BC40s to be up and operational really quickly. And correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, but I think that surpasses your sales on all of your hatch to date, doesn't it?
You're talking about the third one or the fourth one?
If we get the third BC40 online.
It will take us past where we are. That's right. So let's do a
That's
quick
great.
evaluation of the chart. So remember, we're at 9.412 million mega hash right now, which is 9.4% of the way towards the goal. Let me share my full screen so we can pull up a calculator here. We've got, where's my calculator? That is a notepad. We've got, where's my calculator at? Okay. So 200 ASICs in a BC40 multiplied by 16.5 gigahash gives us 3.3 million. So let's do it the other way. 200 times 16,500 mega hash gives us 3.3 million mega hash. And we get 3 of those online. We're at 9.9 million, which is just a hair or two over where we sold today. But then you can add in the B24 and we'll have the B48 going in McKinney. So if we say, okay, 200, sorry, let's do 200, 200 times 3. Sorry. Yeah. 200 times 3 plus the 72 puts it at 672 times 16,500. So the B24 and the B48 and 3 of the BC1 containers will give us the ability to turn on 672 Bitmain L9 ASICs to run the mine at 11 million mega hash, which is about 15% more than we've sold right now, which is
Plus
really
another
great.
B24 in Mansfield.
What's that again?
Plus another B24 in Mansfield.
Well, that's the question. The question is, do we want to put 2 B24s and a BC1 in one location?
Gotcha.
So we'll evaluate that as we go. But of course, once we get to 9.9 million mega hash, then we're above the sold rate. And that's a really important benchmark for us, guys. You know, look, we start out with nothing. We got nothing going for us. We've got a couple of these ASICs plugged in the garage. We switch to the bathtub. Then all of a sudden we start growing. And now all of a sudden we're chasing to get caught up with what we've sold. We put the B24 in. We make a step forward. Then we order another B24 and a B48, not installed yet. Then we've got 4 shipping containers that each holds 200 of these things on the way, not installed yet. And so the gap between what we've sold and what we've installed gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, if that gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger and never changes, never gets smaller or eliminated, that's when I get to go to jail. That's when you guys get to go, hey, didn't you say you were going to build the mine? I go, yeah, well, we just never got around to it. So we have to build the mine. Building the mine makes us better than everybody else that tried to do this before and never built the mine. And so we know why that gap exists. It's hard to get these things. It's expensive to get these things. Dealing with tariffs and shipping and import and all that new stuff, man, that makes it almost impossible. But we work through it. Then we get it. Then we try it. Then we plug it in. Then we learn. Then we're improving. And so it's a process, which means we have to do well and do so well that we can afford to recruit top talent, build a great team, get the job done. But all the while, the only way that this is happening is with your patience and your graciousness. You guys are looking at it and saying, okay, look, you know, they're not answering the customer service email right away. They're small. They're catching up. We're growing fast. Well, growing fast and this like leeway that you give us is an excuse that only works for so long. At some point, we have to show up with results to the party. At some point, we have to show up and deliver on the promises that we make to you. Unless and until we do that, we're no better than anyone else. These guys are here to follow through on the promises that we've made. They're not cheap, and the job's not easy. And it takes time. We're dealing with third parties and contractors and cranes and shipping and ocean freight liners and all this other stuff. So I know what the obstacles are, but they're all extremely overcomable. Is that a word? Overcomable? Achievable? You don't achieve an obstacle. You overcome an obstacle. Surmountable? We can do it because of our success, because of your patience, because we're working together as a team to do something extraordinary, and it's working. So I'm asking for some patience. I'm asking for a little bit of grace. I'm not asking for a blank check, and I'm not asking for it forever. I'm asking for it for a couple more weeks. We get the first container installed, and we go, look, we did it. We know what we're doing. Then we get the second and the third installed. And we go, Now it's automatic. Just like all these other things that we had no idea what we were doing in the beginning. We figured it out, we got it done, and then we keep growing. So we're making great progress in the mine. Thank you, gentlemen, for bringing us up to speed. Is there anything else you want to add, throw in there, do you think is important or valuable for us to consider? Nothing. Well, then thank you and good evening to you both.
A little more time, we're almost there.
A little more time. Almost there. Okay. Robbie Root, did anybody get the right answer to the question?
I think it's your buddy Mock that got there first.
Well, I'm scrolling back through because we had a lot of entries. We had
I'm
2
trying to
million,
clear
3
out
million,
most of them.
2057, not it, not it. 2057 is not it, 2057ers.
Oh,
2.25 is also not it. 2057. No, it's not it. Now, Alex comes in there with the 2332362 answer. But this is a little unfair because Alex works here. And are people that work here excluded? Nick Clark comes in with 2332. And I'm gonna say that Nick is gonna take the win on that one. Sorry, Alex. I'll buy you lunch tomorrow to make up for it.
good job, Nick.
But let's share our work here real quick, guys. We've got a website out there. It's called beavis.sg. And there are a couple different places that you could go to figure this out. But I gave you guys the coin ID. And if you go to Beavis SG and you type in that coin ID, which is 2FC7F1, and you click on read, over here you get the full public key. We're going to copy the full public key and we're going to go to etherscan.io. And on etherscan.io, we're going to search for that coin ID, that public key. And of course, it says the token holdings over here is 2.057. So a lot of you are thinking you were right, but what you missed out on is the multi-chain info. What does that mean? Etherscan checks the Ethereum balance. And there's $43 of Ethereum on this coin. And then there's, 1.5 million in USDC and 499,000 of Tether. There's some PYUSD on there. But if you click on multi-chain info over here, you can see that we've got 2.057 million of Ethereum-based tokens, $270,000 of base tokens, and then $5,000 of Binance, BNB. And so what you didn't get, my 2057 friends, is the base and the BNB.
Tricky.
Yeah. So we're going to award that one to our friend. Who do we say? 233. Who was it? It wasn't Mock.
I'm taking Alex off. Let's see.
Alex. No, it's Nick. We're giving that one to Nick. Nick, send us
Nick Clark
a message with a TXC wallet address, and I'll send over your 100 TXC right now. And congratulations. Thank you, says Nick. Yes, Nick, how did you figure it out? What was the secret to your success? Figure outable. Yeah, that's right. Nick. Okay, Robbie Rue, why don't we jump into some Q&A here while I finish paying commissions? Oh, by the way, SuperNova bonus again this week is going to be $3,000.
Nice.
Give us your insight and perspective. Yo, is Tim on this call?
Raise your hand, Tim.
Where's Tim? I feel like Tim is not even here.
Oh, he might be taking the ladies out for a
pre-birthday dinner. He's got like a multi-step birthday dinner situation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I'm going to get distracted for a minute. I'm not going to pay attention, and I'm going to work on commission, which of course is due by end of business tomorrow. But because we're here now, I'm going to, Nick, you got to send over, do you want to send a private message or something? I have to send a private message with your wallet address, unless you just want me to put it on your default wallet address. But Robbie, why don't you jump in and do a little Q&A here while I get distracted and work on paying commissions. How much commission do we have to pay this week anyway?
You know, it is. Paige is Paige. Does Paige want to pop on for a second?
Is Paige out
Paige
there?
probably has all the info.
Paige might have the info. Paige, where you at? Paige is still here.
Hi, Paige.
Hi,
I'm so
Paige.
hey.
We didn't forget about you at all.
Are you sure? I'm just kidding. Just messing. Well, we had 2.25 in commissions, 2.25 million, and 5.62 in revenue, which was the second highest grossing record. And then just in the finance world, what's going on is we had over 5.6 million in sales, which he went over already. We had, let's see here, over 2 million in peer payments.
Do you want
So
to talk about peer payments at all? Because I know
me?
that's a bit of a sticky thing right now.
So yes, which there's going to be a meeting with the Rangers, getting together sometime, hopefully this week, about getting peer payments approved, or people that want peer payments approved. But we would like, we need those peer payments done by the end of the week, no later done by Friday. If we don't get the money by Friday, we will start turning off the peer access for people's invoices. So you won't have peer access until we are funded completely with that week. So
Yeah, and we're not saying that to be mean. We're saying that because what we agree is the biggest challenge over here is the financial stuff. And it's a challenge because on ramping into crypto still in 2025 is not easy. You know, we've got challenges, and we dealt with those challenges internally here for a long time as best as we could. And then we started externalizing some of those challenges by asking you guys to become peers, accepting payments on our behalf, and then turning that cash into crypto and getting it over to us. And so we've externalized that challenge so that now you guys can help share some of the responsibility and complexity of turning cash into crypto. All right. So look, we've got commission broken down into two chunks. Chunk number one is $384,000.
woohoo.
And this is all of the USDC, keep in mind. So anyway, so you guys are doing a great job of helping us. And now you guys are wrestling with the same problems that we've wrestled with. You know, how do I turn it into crypto? They're going to put my bank account on hold for 7 days. My crypto's on hold for 7 days. And so it's a challenge. It's been a challenge for us, and now it's a challenge for you guys. But we have to continue to move our project forward given these challenges and limitations. And so the expectation right now is that peers are going to help us bring in this cash, get it turned into crypto. The total, just so you know, is $750,000. So let me find my phone and transfer 750. And again, you guys can tune in on Etherscan for that address and watch these transactions happen in real time. It's really kind of cool. Anyway, so the peer thing is a really important part of our business process, but I would really like to phase it out or fundamentally change it over time to decrease our credit risk and decrease the likelihood that something can go wrong for you that ends us, that puts us in a position where you're stressed out, we're stressed out, and people that are signing up and passing money along are stressed out as well. And so we're working through it. All right, I'm sending $750,000 over to our commission wallet. It is now sent. Okay, so let's not dwell on the peer payment stuff too much longer. Is there anything else in the realm of finance and money that you'd like to add
Yeah.
into the conversation? Keep going.
Our reimbursement page. So I apologize for us being behind on those. Previously in the previous weeks, we had some updates going on with the reimbursement page. So if you haven't seen it lately, There's been where you can upload the files more effectively now, so you should have more files being able to put in. So the attachments, also we do need receipts attached to the reimbursement. It'll also show where it's been paid instead of approved on there as well. And it also gives you the access to put in a certain wallet address instead of us going to your commission default address on your profile. So if you have another address that you would like the reimbursements to go to, that is going to be your responsibility to put in there. So that's a pretty nifty upgrade, I believe.
Yeah, and that makes it easy for us to bulk pay those,
Very.
as opposed to having to go through, look up every address and do them one by one by one.
Yes. So those have been the updates for the reimbursements, which is huge, and it helps me and my team help me pay out those reimbursements a lot quicker as well. We also ordered 54 more L9s. That total cost was $300,780. So like what Bobby was saying, when we're doing the whole mine, it does get expensive. I'm paying for it. So I don't have the total number of how much we've paid for everything, but for this week, we've ordered 54. And, almost $500,000 went into that.
So the consideration is whether or not we want to pause buying the L9s and start to buy these
The Doge.
new hydro L9s. And that's a really big change for us because we're really excited about immersion cooling, and now the newest technology is out and available for script mining.
Right.
So let's keep an eye on that. And before we buy for this week's miners, let's talk to our vendors. Let's talk to the experts. Let's find out if it's realistic for us to jump into the next technology.
I agree. But other than that, that's all I have for the finance department.
Guess what, friends? Miners transaction 1 of 2 just completed. So if you are one of the 400 people that's waiting for your commission to get paid out, we're halfway there. And now I'm going to grab the second half and send this one out now. All right, what else is hot?
We've got
Paige gone?
Yeah.
I'm here.
She's hiding.
No, I mean that's all I had for my notes, for my bullet points to kind of go over, was the reimbursements and the ASICs that we ordered, and then our peers.
Good. Okay. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being so patient. Sorry it took us so long for us to ramble through my many and numerous stories to get to you. And we'll catch you again next week from Thailand.
Yes.
All right. Here goes number 2 transaction to finalize commissions for this week, $750,000 of USDC. Now, remember, the rest of that was taken in hash or in Texit Coin. I think we paid out something like $450,000 in Texit Coin this week, which now means that we have more Texit Coin buyers than sellers. And that is when
a lot of buying pressure on Texit Coin right now.
Things start to go interesting. Robbie, you've been around for a couple weeks now, man. You're getting your hands deep into this thing. What's the latest insight?
Oh man, we're having a good time. We're having a good time. Getting a lot of team synergy, getting all of our departments together. We've got like 12 or 13 different divisions between finance and social media and website and mining and all that good stuff. We had some really exciting giveaways during the last team meeting. We're looking for our team to be successful. And so we threw the gauntlet out. People can wear the Viking hat when they claim victory. As they've gone into battle, they get to claim the Viking hat. And I didn't think anybody was going to run there and grab it. And they did. And the team voted. And so it cost me some Texit Coin because I promised 100 Texit Coin, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually about $300 and some change, right? So
it is all of a sudden a lot now. Hey,
yeah.
speaking of Texit Coin, I just paid out 398 wallets with 750,000 USDC. But there were 2 wallets here that are left over, and these are people that switched their commission preference to TXC. Now, the reason I mention it is because when we paid out commission last week to the TXC wallets, the price was only $2.85. And so I'm paying it out now and the price is higher. So if you don't update your payout preference to TXC until after that email comes out, there's a chance that you might get a higher TXC price or a lower TXC price. So I always give you the market price at the time that you generally it's the time you got paid or the time the commission runs. So I paid out the bulk of them at the Saturday night price. The ones that got in late, I paid you out at whatever the price is today. So you didn't get quite as much. It's not, a ton of money. But it is something that could get significant as the price continues to move. And I want to go back to my screen here real quick if you guys can still see it. If I refresh this, you'll see that we now have 0 pending and 37 suspended commissions. Suspended commissions are people who changed or modified their wallet payout address after the commission confirmation email came out, or they're people that did not have a USD commission wallet inputted. Now, in the old days, we would assign an Ethereum EVM coin to your account and then UPS it to you. But these things have gotten lost in the mail. They get rejected and returned back to us, unclaimed. Like, guys, we had a coin with $17,000 of commission on it that somebody just realized that they don't have and was never delivered. So we're not doing that anymore. The numbers are too big now for us to YOLO it out there to UPS and hope that it makes it to you. So if you don't have a USDC address and you're expecting a commission, it's not going to come. It's going to sit there in the suspended category until we get your wallet address. So you got to go into your account, you got to update it, put in your USDC address, and then we're going to confirm it with you before we send anything to that. That way, if somebody modified your address or your account was hacked, we're not going to send it out to a bad address. So keep an eye out for that confirmation. If you're waiting for that to come, that is what's going on. Robbie, how is our Q&A looking?
It's good. We're working through it. I've got some fun ones for you. So do we have a winner on the coin contest? I think you had a coin design contest.
Well, I haven't looked at that recently, but the last time I did look, it was absolutely definitely that one coin. Do you remember which one that was?
Yeah, it was the armadillo in a Lamborghini on the moon with rockets flying behind it.
Obviously, that one's the winner. So let me go back through and see if there's anything that really excites me. Now,
while you're looking, I'll talk about the F1. That was another question. So that is the weekend of October 18th. And the reason we bring up the Lamborghini, for those of you who have not been around, there is a Lamborghini Huracan Evo that will be donated free and clear to a lucky miner. And then we're also looking at supercar leases handed out for 1 year: an Audi R8, a Porsche 718 Spider, a Lexus LC 500 convertible, BMW X7 M60. Oh, I'm muted. Was I muted?
you went really quiet for a while, and then I tried to mute and unmute you, but I wasn't able to unmute you.
The internet hates me. What can I say?
You're okay now.
Where did you lose me? Where was I?
LC.
Oh, wow. Way back there. Okay. We've got a BMW X7, BMW M5, Porsche 911 GTS, BMW M4, Corvette E-Ray, not to leave the American stuff out, Corvette Z06. Bobby has found a Lotus out there somewhere. That's pretty rare. We are getting our hands on a Porsche Cayenne, which is the big Porsche SUV. We've got a Ford F450 dually. We've got a F150 Raptor. We have a 2025 Porsche Macan, which is awesome for getting groceries and just being soccer mom in general, moving the family around. Mercedes C43 AMG, and the list goes on and on. We're looking for all kinds of fun cars to donate, raffle, and otherwise be earned by miners and our community. So thank you all so much for that. We're really excited to do the F1. So that's October 18th.
We got more coming for that event as well. There's a big party that's coming together. There's a lot going on. We don't have all the details on it yet. But rest assured that there's a lot happening for that event. And as soon as we have those details, right now, the major focus is on getting to Thailand safely and, following through on all those exciting conversations and promises. So as soon as we get through that, then we'll be able to start talking more about the F1 event. Stephanie says we have all the details for F1 except for the hotels and something else and tickets or Airbnb. So coming very soon. Almost there. All right. I got to pay our friend Nick for his 100 TXC win. I'm doing that right now. All commissions are paid, by the way. All the pending USDC and TXC. And again, if you go into if you're expecting a commission, go in and check your commission to see if you've got something that's stuck in the suspended category. Reach out and let's get that unsuspended so that you can get paid. And I am now also paying our friend Nick his 100 TXC bonus. It is done as well. There we go. It's just that easy to use. Crypto. All right, man. It's probably time to start the lightning round. Are you ready to go through the lightning round?
All right. Yep. The crypto arborist says really enjoying WTXC on Ethereum. Thank you so much. Byron wants to know what's the number of our staff currently.
We're probably up to like 52 or 53.
Yeah.
We were 45 for a while, and then we just added like another 5 or 6 people in shipping. We got another 5 or 6 people now that are working on cold storage coin manufacturing. That's a big thing.
That's awesome. Charity is up in Kansas City. She says, we've got a plan. Ghost KC team, which is awesome. Love this thing spreading around. Let's see. What's August's promo contest? Do we have? Yeah.
August was upgrade to a 9 and get your 2 extra spots there placed all the way at the top next to your original spot. We don't have something for September. Do we have any ideas yet?
We got to come up with some fun stuff. I mean, the F1 giveaway is the big thing right now.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to remember too, for the game over giveaway, that the top 10 miners are guaranteed. Oh, let's take a look at the list. The top 10 miners are guaranteed to walk away with a vehicle, right? And then we've got a whole bunch of people that are going to get that are going to get up to, I think we're planning on 20 additional vehicles with a raffle format, right? So anybody can win. It's not just the top guys. If you're looking at it and saying, well, I'm not going to be in the top list, I'm worried I'm not going to make it, we say, hey, don't sweat it. We're going to have prizes for lots and lots and lots of other people as well. And so if you're seeing the leaders pull away from you, don't lose hope. We're going to have plenty of other ways to win 20 other vehicles. And those other vehicles are ranging from, really, really cool, high-end, $100,000 plus vehicles, all the way down to like, we just bought a Mercedes C300 the other day as well. Like, it's just a nice car. It's a nice brand new car, no miles on it. It'll be wrapped. It'll be fun. It'll be a great way to go get some groceries or take the kids to soccer practice or just have a night out. It's a beautiful car. And so not all of these things are Lambos. You know, we listened and you guys told us that like we would just like to have some nice daily drivers too. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of things coming. So don't worry if you're not all the way at the top. We'll come up with other ways to give away the leases as well.
Cool. Nick was asking, was the meeting from yesterday recorded and linked? That
It
would
was,
be
and we
Gauge's
put that
call.
link in the sales, or no, we put that in the rebuttals, the objections and rebuttals.
Okay.
Will the chat be open to questions? I'm brand new to this and trying to learn how everything works in more detail rather than hearing about upcoming events. Matt, this isn't really the right place to go for that. When you join, you get a welcome email, and the welcome email gives you a bunch of links to places where you can go to get good information. We are in the process of moving over the help desk from help.mindtxc.com over to the mindtxc.com website. But there's a pinned article on the top here that says start here. Pay up, download, log in, download again, modify, set up a trade account, transfer, help and grow, referral program, rapid rewards. So this is the place where really you want to go to figure out how to get started with us. And I think, if memory serves me correctly, that this is already outlined in your welcome email. And so we've got, where is it? Email number 101. Welcome to MindTXC. This is a long read, right? So if you look at this thing, oh man, I can't show you what it looks like from here. I'd have to log into somebody's account. So this is the new miner welcome drip. So this is where it begins. And this should have a link in there to this page to show you where to go to get started. But there's a whole bunch of getting started information here. And so while I appreciate that you don't want to hear about fun things coming up, you'd like the all business approach to this call. Remember, we are here to connect with the miners. This is my opportunity to talk to our community. Our community now has more than 20,000. Where are we at? 22,000? 23,000 miners. And so everybody wants something a little bit different. We're trying to get to the point as well where we can answer questions with like a real condescending eye roll so that because everything that you might want to know is published and indexed and searchable and available to you instantaneously. So when you join, you get the mission control manual, you get the welcome email, it points you in the right direction, connects you with our Telegram chat group where you can go to ask questions from our community. Remember, crypto is community driven. And so you can't just call 1-800-TexitCoinHelp.com and expect to get all the answers. There's not an operator standing by 24 hours a day to answer your question. We know that we're working with a lot of new people. We know that a lot of people that are first time into crypto are joining this deal. And we want you to be successful with the project, but we've got to create resources and training videos and publish those things to places where you can find them any hour of the day without having to jump onto our goofy Tuesday night call. Do we have parameters on becoming a ranger yet? Did we publish that yet?
You know, we worked on it. There's a lot of questions about Rangers and how do they basically nominate their people and who are they and how do we find out what even team we are on.
It's on the list. We haven't forgotten about it.
Incoming.
Is there a marketing training course, a manual, what we can and cannot do to market? Look, we don't really have many rules for what you can and cannot do, save for like a couple. Don't lie, don't cheat, and don't steal. Those things will get you kicked out of here. We haven't done it much. I think we've done it once so far. But be honest, be upfront with the community that you're approaching. Let them know that this thing is a crypto deal. Crypto is weird. Crypto is risky. It's not an investment. It's more like crowdsourcing. And other than that, try to play nice and have a good time. What other questions we have? I have a builder's pack. Currently, only one pay center is full. What happens if we reach the goal and I still have pay centers not filled? My current plan has me at 15 months to fill up everything. Guys, there's 1 million seats on the rocket. Once those 1 million seats are full, regardless of who fills those 1 million seats, we're done. We've accomplished our goal. We set a target, we hit it, and we move on to phase 2 and phase 3. What are phase 2 and phase 3? More on that later. Kelly's got two long things in here. On this past Thursday's call, you decided against the suggestion that had been made to give a compliance team. So what is the plan to protect the mining operation and all of us who are in the trenches building the mining community, which includes our family, friends, and colleagues? We care about them, from the regulators who may very well come knocking at the door, blah, 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 blah. Kelly, it's... I don't know where to start on this one. Let's go into number 2, and then we'll come back to number 2 once I figure out what to say. Number 2, what would be the reason for not having a compliance team? I think this is number 1, reworded. Implementing minor and affiliate agreements and hiring legal counsel. Kelly, we're not a company. Think about what Bitcoin did, right? Think about what forms Bitcoin filled out as it started its journey. I understand that these questions are asked out of sincere appreciation. Where did the question go? You've just disappeared it.
Oh, I just disappeared it. I thought you were ready to rock and roll and
I gotta
wax
answer.
poetic.
Yeah, guy asked Kelly. We decided Kelly is a guy. Kelly, we're trying to do as little as possible for this project to be successful. There are a zillion things that we could do. The more that we engage these things like a corporation, hey, here's your brand guidelines. Here's what you can and can't say. Here's the blah, 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 blah. The more we start acting like a company, the more we start engaging these company-like rules that don't apply to us because we're a bunch of individuals. What are you guys, an LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp? No, we're a voluntary association of men. That's what we call ourselves. We're a voluntary association of individuals. We're a bunch of people that have aligned our goals and strategies and are working towards, a bright future, et cetera, et cetera. I cannot have a compliance team that polices this entire deal. That's not how cryptocurrency works. I can't go into every presentation and make sure that you're not saying the dirty words that are going to not even prevent us from running afoul of those overlords that might not like what we're doing. I already made it very clear on a call a couple months ago that we're not going to ask permission from the same overlords that have destroyed the dollar and our country along with it to put control of money back in the hands of the people. That's just not how we're going to do this. Now, if you're talking to somebody that's like, well, if this thing is not security registered with blah, 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 I can't get involved, then please don't. Look, this is like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not a security. It's like Litecoin. Litecoin is not a security. We already know these things. We're not afraid of the regulators because we're not doing anything wrong. Now, if you think I'm going to get down on my knees and beg for permission from the people that have destroyed our country, you don't know me that well. It's hard to answer the question. I appreciate the concern, right? I get it. But the reason for not having all these things is the more that we try to police something that we're not, the more that we inadvertently take responsibility and liability to do those very things, same things that are impossible to do. Let me give you an example. A trademark. If you go out and you trademark your company name or slogan, and you file that and you get the little TM to put behind your logo, great. Well, guess what? If you don't actively police your trademark, you can lose your trademark. The government gives you this kind of permission and authority over this thing, but now you got to go out there and you got to start firing lawsuits against everybody that's misusing your trademark. People have asked me this question a zillion times. How come you're not suing everybody that's misused and, counterfeited your Bitcoin coin? I got two paths to choose. I can either go the lawsuit legal path, or I can go the community. This is the face of all things crypto. Let the community use it and enjoy it. I'm not litigious. I went down that path in 2013. I left the country because of how litigious this country is. It's not a world that I want to be a part of. I've said it a lot. I'll say it again for you, Kelly, right now, that our strategy to avoid trouble with the overlords is to keep our hands clean, to not defraud people, to follow through on the three things that we say we're going to do: build the mine, promote the coin, pay the commissions. We have to do all these things. And as long as we eliminate fraud from our project, we take 99% of the teeth out of a criminal action that could come our way if we didn't do what we said we were going to do. As soon as the FBI steps out of it because there's no fraud, now it's an SEC issue. And the SEC is a civil regulatory organization. Do they police individuals? I don't know. I'm not a company. I'm not an LLC. I'm not an Inc. I never signed up for any rules that the SEC published. And if they ever came after us, we'd hire the best attorneys in the world in these matters, and we'd let them work it out over the next 5 years in documents and filings. We're not doing it. We're not doing anything wrong. We're expecting you guys to act ethically and honorably as you're out there promoting our thing. And if that's not good enough for you, then you're on the wrong rocket ship. Crypto is a large gray area. It's taken a decade plus for it to become more of a mainstream financial tool, and we're just beginning to get there now. But all those rules are not written. All those rules are not set in stone, and a lot of those rules are changing all the time. The moment we try to take on the liability of policing this thing, the moment we accept the liability of policing this thing. Hopefully that answers your question, Kelly. We'll publish something about it as well, so we don't have to go through this every time. I achieved the 9-in-1 bonus on August 23rd, and I've never received my $1,000 bonus. Yeah, we're still working on that. You were asking about it. Ken Cardwell's asking about it. It's still a work in process, and we'll take it back to week 72 once we figure it out. It appears ever since August 29th, I'm getting TexitCoin on the blockchain with a timestamp a day into the future. Can this be explained? It sure can. The blockchain works on crypto time. That's UTC. That's Greenwich Mean Time, which operates about 5 hours ahead of where we are today. And so the payout happens after the day concludes. So if you look at the blockchain, like we just passed 7 o'clock, that's midnight crypto time. That's when the payout happens. Congratulations to all that hit SuperNova last week. How many people went SuperNova last week? Let's take a look. I think it's 41 last week. On our team to achieve the SuperNova. You mentioned that there was an additional special $3,000 bonus for those who hit SuperNova last week. When we'll be getting notified, we're trying to build it into the commission system so that it's automatic. We're going to pay it tomorrow. We are not paying it to people that don't have commission potential. Connect those callers with Texit Rangers. How do we designate a beneficiary for our mines? The ultimate ownership of your mine is your coin. And so whoever has the physical coin, this thing controls, is the ultimate authority on who controls your mine. Val says, do we have any liquidity wallets going? I love that you're spreading it around. No, nothing new yet. Next up is $2 million of gold. We're in the process of rounding up the gold right now. Once we do, we'll fuddle with the market again and move ourselves up to $3.75. When can we expect to see the home mining network back up and running? Jessica, great question. I'm hoping that I'll get there sometime this week. Will the upgrades in miners increase the number of coins? No. We're supposed to be making about 120,000 coins a day. We've been averaging about 95,000. We're hoping that the upgraded mine will make the blocks come out more consistently as our hash power increases and our mine is more impressive. If that happens, then we should see a block every 3 minutes, which means we should get about 120,000 coins a day, but we're not there yet. Is BOGO going away for early adopters? No, we don't change stuff like that so far as we can help it. What happens when we change payout under our account from TXC to hash? When commission runs on Saturday night at 7 o'clock, if your commission default is set to hash, you will instantaneously, if you have commission coming your way, get a hash upgrade. Now, if you have qualified commission, that means that you have a commission potential, then you will get 2 for 1. So if you're supposed to get $1,000 commission, we'll give you 200 mega hash instead of the normal 100 mega hash. I have had a couple people who are interested, but are familiar with Sam Bankman-Fried and want to know what safeguards are implemented to protect them from this type of thing happening again. None. No safeguards. You have to rely on this guy here and that guy there and the other people on our team to do a good job and follow through on what we say. What you should say to them is that crypto is risky. The world is full of scams, and they should be extremely cautious as to where they put their hard-earned money. If they are risk adverse, have them do something like buy gold and silver, and preferably buy it from a reputable dealer that's actually going to ship it to them. There have been plenty of bad people in the gold and silver industry as well. What I would say to them is that this project is very different from a lot of the other things that are out there. You know, a lot of the world trusted SBF and thought that he was a good guy. He was endorsed by some of the biggest names out there. And so projects can go sideways, large and small. You know, I would encourage those people to not take any risks with money they're not willing to, you know, completely lose. That's not because we want them to lose their money. It's just because if the lights go out tomorrow, you know, the zombies take over planet Earth, what can we say? Bobby, do all three of my position points count towards the supercar giveaway promotion? I don't know yet, Kenny. I don't know. I'm not really sure. You know, if you're building one spot, maybe we let you link together or use linked account spots points together. Robbie Rue, we're going to need to discuss that tomorrow and get a final ruling on the contest terms. What is the projected coin output at 100 hash when we hit $16? Well, that depends not on the price of the coin, but it depends on the size of the mine. If we get to $16 and the mine gets to 100 million mega hash at about the same time, that last seed is going to get about 0.095 TXC per day, which is going to be worth about $1.60, $1.50, $1.60. On the dashboard, it says income. Is that the company's income or Bobby's? It's Bobby's income. Go Bobby. It's a lot of different things in all honesty, and it's not accurate yet. It says I made 22.22 million bucks. I assure you I did not make that much. Well, where did it all go? Where is the rest of it? You know, how much did you actually make if not 22.22 million? Well, we spend a lot of money over here and we do the best we can to get receipts over to the Beavis proof department, but they don't all make it there. For example, we spent $250 the other day on a tow truck to move a forklift from McKinney down to Mansfield. It didn't get Beavis. So I didn't make 22.22 million. I made $250 less than 22.22 million. In all seriousness, a couple things. Number one, the income is what's left over after we pay the overhead, build the mine, pay the commissions, put cash out there into liquidity and promotion. Now, we don't have a holding category right now for retained marketing and promotion budget and retained liquidity that has not yet been allocated. Okay. So I'll have to see if I can get those things in there, but then I'm going to have to like prove those things up as well. But point is that that's all the money that's left over. Okay. Or the money that's undocumented that we have to go back through and add in. For example, payroll last week was $130,000. We don't have payroll into that chart yet. We will, and we'll go back and get it updated, but there's probably a couple $1 million of payroll out there that hasn't been added onto that either. Having said that, guys, I'm going to make a lot of money in this deal. I'm going to make a lot of money in this deal, and I'm also going to make a lot of money on my TXC that I've got on my Game Over coin. I'm going to do very well. In fact, I'm doing very well right now. Nobody should be worried about Bobby and whether or not he's going to do okay. He's not in it for his health. He's not in it out of the goodness of his heart. I assure you, Bobby is in this deal to get crypto rich. And Bobby is going to get crypto rich. I talk about the three versions of my future. You know, version one, I had it all wrong. On the run from the law, creditors, angry miners that just want to crush me. Version two is, you know, I did okay. Live in the cul-de-sac, you know, 2 cars in the garage, barbecue grill out back. I'm living that middle class, whatever that is, American lifestyle. Or number 3, Bobby was right. And he did take Texit Coin up to the top 10. And it's $2,800 a coin today on the open market. And he's a billionaire. You know, I wanted to be a billionaire when I was a kid, and I kind of gave up on that dream like midway through. It's like, okay, let's be realistic. Let's just try to be happy. I'm actually going to be a billionaire. I'm very, very comfortable accepting that reality. Now, I'm not a billionaire today. In fact, I might be worth like 22.22 million. One thing to remember is that I've had money for the most part of my adult life. I lived in Singapore for 3 years, most expensive city in the world. Raised my kids all over the world. Been doing okay. You know, sold one of my 2 properties to get Texit Coin started. About $500,000 into this deal. Still own my property next to it outright that appraised at $1 million. So Bobby's been doing okay, but Bobby is going to be super rich. And I'm excited. I want him to have that. But guys, in all fairness, no, that's not all Bobby's money. There's a lot of money that is undocumented at this point, underdocumented. We got to go through and clean up some of that stuff. I want you guys to appreciate how well I am doing, because this is a project that I've poured my heart and soul into for 18 years. And just now it's getting into the big bucks territory. And I'm very, very excited about that. But I'm also excited that you guys are doing well along with me. So let's do well together. What's the Beavis address? I don't know what that means, Ken. How do I receive my L9? Ryan, you don't get an L9. The circle with use of funds shows 58.72. What's the time frame? That's all the way back to day one, which was about the beginning of April 2024. And that's just mining seats. Who's going to speak at tonight's Mesquite event? This guy, Eddie Money. Good call. Can I have more than one position to do SuperNova? You sure can. You can have all three of your positions. Jonathan says SuperNova has a $3,000 bonus. I to understand that an additional $3,000 bonus will be given on top of the regular $3,000. That's exactly right, Jonathan. Please give date and location for Tampa. I don't know. If somebody's got it, share it with me. Dina says, when will we be able to elect our commissions to be paid part in TXC? Not for a little while. It's on the list, but it's not a top priority. If you get paid and you want to split it up, just take it all in USDC and then jump back in the market and buy some more. Can we use our USDC address on a ledger? You sure can. When you set your commission to USDC address, do you use base or ETH, or does it matter? It does matter, and we use ETH all the time. So most of the time, they're pretty forgiving. Like if you're using a cold storage wallet from us, we could send it to you on Base or ETH or Polygon or Binance, but we do send it out on the Ethereum blockchain. What happens if you win and you live in another country? We're going to have to figure that out later, and I hope you do win. Can I ever get back to the 1-2 free if I sponsored 3 sits on the rocket 30 days? Yeah. All you have to do is hit a 1-2 free bonus and it resets your clock. If it doesn't do that, that means that there's a bug in the system, but that's how it's supposed to work. Done almost 3 per week. Yeah. Make sure that you reach out to tech support if you're not getting 2 for 1. Nick got his TXC 100 TXC bonus. Thanks for answering the question right. Hi, I did not see the answer. What happens when we change payout under yeah, maybe there is an explanation out there. But Rob, let's get something to the help desk about the commission defaults and what happens when you pick one. Will the world's biggest event for crypto in Asia, will it be live or recorded? We're not speaking there, but we do have a pretty nice booth. I'm sure we'll be doing plenty of live stuff from there. Can we keep the August promo ongoing? It's a great way to encourage people to buy 9 miners, even if it takes them some time to do it. The only advantage of that upgrade to 9 is that you get the 2 additional spots, and we place them as per the August promotion all the way up the top next to your original one. Okay. What happens is if you don't do that when you sign up, you still get the 2 bonus spots, but you get them all the way down lower, lower, lower. They're still just as valuable. It just means you have to work a little harder to build those spots out. And that's a privilege we give to builders that join us and make that commitment at the beginning when they first get started. For the car giveaway, are we still starting from 0 on September 1st, or does the past prior to September 1st count? It's everything from week 72 to week 78. Now, we've got the Angelo rule, as we're calling it, and it's not just the people you sponsored, but suppose somebody joined in like week 64, but they upgrade and they put a couple new points on the table, we're going to count those as well. So expect a big jump and change on when we finally figure out how to incorporate that into the contest report. Basically, my question is, I'm not going to bring anybody in. Will my 11 be worth time if I'm only getting 1 TXC once we reach the 1 million? Yeah, check out the help desk for the article, The Last Seat on the Rocket Ship. I just find it hard to like programs that are heavy on recruiting, give away Lambos and SuperNova, this or that. Yeah, guys, look, let's talk about that real quick. Have a little bit of a heart-to-heart here. So I think I explained on last week's call that I built this thing to be a lot like network marketing. Okay. And I know that's difficult for a lot of us to digest because most of us hate network marketing. You know who doesn't hate network marketing? Network marketing people. Network marketing people love network marketing. And when they look at this deal, they go, where are the Lambos? Where are the trips? Where are the contests? Where are the prizes? Where are the titles? Where are the achievement badges? Where's the recognition? That's all the stuff that network marketing professionals really like and enjoy and thrive on. Well, we're not a network marketing company. We kind of pretend to be one because it works, but we're really not a network marketing company. So as we vacillate back and forth between, are we a network marketing company or are we not a network marketing company? You know, there's going to be lots of crossover, and that crossover is going to turn off a lot of people. People will say, can't you just make up your mind and decide? Well, we kind of did. What do you mean? We talk about the first 5% and the last 5%. The first 5% of people that get into our deal, and we're past 5% now, they're getting into it because it's ground floor, because it's exciting. It's a risky endeavor, and why not? YOLO. The last 5% of people that are going to get on the rocket ship are going to get on because we've got a proven model. We've got a successful team. We did a good job following through. We're on top exchanges. We've got liquidity. We've got a marketing and promotion budget. People are talking about us all over the world, but the upside is small. The risk is smaller, but the upside's smaller. Those are the people that get on towards the end. You talk to those people already. Hey, man, look, I don't want to get into your network marketing thing. I don't want to do that. It's risky, you know. Where's your white paper? Like, we know those guys. Those guys will come around back when it's kind of a foregone conclusion. Hint, I think we're kind of a foregone conclusion now. Anyway, setting that aside, the first 5% get in because YOLO, risk, fun, exciting, you're in on the ground floor. The last 5% get on because we did a good job. The people that get on in the middle are largely going to join us because of network marketing professionals. What does that mean? It means that a network marketing professional is a person that is earning an income by going out there and developing whatever the business is of the company, right? And so they're going out there and they're getting people to join. They're building out the seats on the rocket ship. They're doing dinners, and this is work. We're in the work phase right now. The part that's in the middle is the work. They're going out there and they're teaching people. They're educating. They're doing phone calls. They're doing Zoom calls. They're working, and in exchange for that, they get a weekly commission: $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, up to $9,000 if they've got 3 tracking centers. This is all stuff that the network marketing professionals thrive on. And the fact that week in and week out, we pay our commissions on time, network marketing people look at that and they go, huh, this is amazing. It's a real product, a real company. They do real Zoom calls. They're encouraging me to do X, Y, and Z. They're paying me to go out and put people in seats for dinners. I've never done anything like this. And they're doing it. And they're building it. And the hard work of selling the seats in the middle of our journey is going to be done by people that have done this for years and years, or people that do this and they go, well, it's not really network marketing. It's kind of fun, and I don't mind doing it. But we're really relying heavily on our network marketing professional friends to help us through this middle area where there's work to do, where it kind of takes out some of the fun that happened on the front end and kind of takes out some of the, security that comes with the results that happen on the back end. It's work. And our network marketing professionals are doing a great job at it. And they're putting food on their families, and they're, getting contests, and they're taking trips, and they're making new friends, and they're getting bonuses, and they're feeling appreciated. And they're saying things like, I've been in 5 deals. I finally found a home. How strange is it that the home that the network marketing professional has found that they finally, really love is not a network marketing company? Joke's on you. What do you mean you're not a network marketing company? It sure smells like a network marketing company. Guys, it's a one-time fee. I don't know of any other network marketing company on planet Earth that is successful and has a one-time fee. There's no auto ship. You give us money once if you want. We'll never ask for money again. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. There's no requirement. If you want to put your $1,000 in, put on your blindfold, hit the snooze button, wake up in February and see how you're doing, so be it. We need passive riders on our rocket ship. And we've got a product that you can't find on the shelf at Walmart for 10 cents on the dollar. It's not a network marketing company, but the network marketing professionals are the ones that are pulling the cart, that are driving this thing forward, that are filling seats, that are building the rocket ship. And if you want to let them do the hard work and get the majority of the mine as their reward, then let them. If you want to say, no, 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 I'm not a network marketing guy, but I want the biggest chunk of the mining output, like our friend, the Hash Hog, then so be it. He's not a network marketing guy. He's the #1 miner in our deal. Most of the people in this deal are not network marketing people. And I know that it's going to seem a little odd and distasteful, but I need you to get over it. I need you to make peace with what we are. We're a really great thing. And it works for almost everybody. It works for the guy that doesn't want to do the referral thing. It works for the guy that wants to run a dinner every Tuesday night down at a steakhouse. It's working perfectly. Let it be what it is. Where are we at on questions?
Mock, here's an idea for
Mock.
September promotion. How about something simple like for everyone that qualifies for the 1-2 free sponsorship bonus, they can purchase up to, say, 200 TXC and receive the same free. So
How
a
about this,
1 for
man?
1.
How about for September promotion,
Mm-hmm.
every 1-2 free gets 100 TXC.
Cool.
1-2 free, 100 TXC. Boom. Decided.
Like it rhymes.
September promotion is done. Every 1-2 free gets 100 TXC. Not just that, but every 1-2 free is going to be an additional entry into our lucky draw. How's that, non-network marketing giveaway haters? Ah, I like that. Let's write both of those things down and make them as holy writ
Cool.
in our world. Can the developers please make the TXT wallet be able to have dark mode? Oof. I don't know, man. TXT wallet development is stalled
Those
out.
poor developers.
Yeah. What is the advantage to becoming a Ranger? There's really one big advantage to the Ranger besides having a new cool badge. It's the elimination of cash potential cap. Cash potential, commission potential is you got to go out there and help us build, right? You can't put your mom in like a lucky spot and then build everything under her and have your mom get free stuff forever. That's not fair. That's not how it works. If you're helping us build and grow, then you have a cash commission potential. Okay. Now, if you're helping your team build and grow and you're not focusing on your own sponsorships, then you might struggle in the cash potential department because you're not actively out there trying to recruit people. If we determine that you're spending more time helping your team succeed than on your own personal results, we call that a Texit Ranger, and we eliminate the cash or commission potential cap. When someone asks, how do you know the mine is real? I know there are videos, but do we have a physical address for the mine published? We will have the Victoria address published very soon once it's turned on. Will you announce the second and third place winners on the coin design contest? I know you said the Lambo Armadillo won, but I wanted to see if the second and third place will be. Yeah, let's announce those tomorrow, Robbie.
Okay.
Because there are a couple other cool ones in there, and we're going to make a couple different ones. Hi, great Texit Coin family. About the builder plan. If someone starts with a smaller package and then upgrades to the builder plan, will they still get the 3 affiliate tracking centers? Is there a limit? So what we've been doing in the past is we said you got 30 days to upgrade to get the 2 additional spots. If you get to the 9 during the August promotion, we'd give you the 2 additional spots and we put them all the way there at the top. Are we now saying, Rob, that if you upgrade to the 9, you will get the extra 2 spots, but further down?
Yeah.
Let's do it. If you upgrade within 30 days, you get them at the top. If you upgrade later than 30 days, then you get them at the bottom, but you will get the extra 2 spots.
Okay.
If yes, will there ever be a promotion for those who missed the initial time frame? We just had one. Thanks for making time for us, dear Bobby and team. You're welcome. Yeah, so that promotion ended, but we will give you the 2 additional spots, which has a big benefit for your sponsor as well. Can we still upgrade to the 9-pack with 2 free, even if the August promotion is passed? No. Whispers of a downtown dollar test pilot. Any sneaky updates? No, not yet. I want to. We want it so bad. It's so close. It's so close. Just to understand, are you not sending out the ETH coin to new members anymore? We are sending out the new ETH coin to new miners, but we're not sending it out if you didn't get one and you got a commission coming your way. Hi, Bobby. Is there an answer for worried people? What kind of people are worried?
It's a 2-part.
Where's that? Oh, with TexitCoin mining, ownership is verified through a written contract and blockchain tracking. Each mine or portion of a mine is tied to a unique digital record that cannot be duplicated or sold to multiple investors. This provides transparency and protects against double selling. Yeah, so we're really not there yet because we haven't sold the whole thing. How do you know we haven't sold the whole thing? Well, sometimes you have to take a thing or two on faith here or there. We want to be able to prove as much as we can. Obviously, we have a unique sale ID for each mega hash that's sold or awarded, but I can't really think of any provable way off the top of my head to demonstrate that I didn't double sell it. We're gonna have to get our heads together and see if we can figure out a way to prove that. Curious, what makes the difference when different accounts with the same amount of hash receive a different amount of daily coins? Well, they shouldn't. The system automatically calculates it, and the same hash power should always get the exact same amount of coins. There may be a slight rounding error here or there, but it should be the same. If you've come across something different, let us know. Big Mike says, well spoken and spot on answer to Kelly's question. Always on compliance. Thank you for your gratitude always. Yeah, guys, look, we don't know. What I believe I'm charged with as a human being on planet Earth is what Ron Paul says. We have a moral responsibility to spread peace and prosperity everywhere. And I believe in my heart of hearts that the thing that's wrong with our world today is fake money. Now, it doesn't fix everything, but it levels the playing field. If there's one guy that controls the printing press and he can print up whatever money he wants and give him out to whomever he pleases, that guy has got an unfair advantage over everybody else. A lot of people out there work their butts off for cash. Some guys get it for free. That's not fair. You watch the wealth gap go like this. And the people at the top, the billionaires of the world are getting richer and richer and richer. Look at what happened during COVID. Oh my gosh. One of the greatest wealth transfers of our lifetime. Well, they did it by legislative order. They're the good guys. What? What are you talking about? I'm the criminal because I created an alternative currency to level the playing field. I can't lose sleep at night over that. And you can't convince me of that. Even if you put me on the stand and found me guilty, I wouldn't feel bad. Now, if I start ripping people off, I should go to jail. I got to do what I say I'm going to do, or else I'm going to go to jail. And the same thing is going to happen for you guys. If you guys are out there unethically or immorally promoting this deal, you're going to get in trouble for it. It's not going to take the whole thing down. You doing a bad job and being a bad actor is not going to affect us. I don't have any liability for what you say. You don't work for me. I'm not your boss. But it's crypto. And we're in some uncharted territory. And if that concerns you, I need you to do your own research and act accordingly. I need you to be cautious. I don't want you taking risks. Let me take the risks. Let me be the fearless leader that's doing the uncomfortable thing of developing an honest alternative currency. Our team leader has been so incredible. Yeah, don't mark those things as red, man. I got to read those out loud. Just kidding. Thank you guys for the kind words. I really appreciate it. How does one view your USDC ETH coin balance like the TXC wallet? Can it be imported to that app? You can do it in the Blockchain Mint app. That's an easy way to do it. Shauna says, please clarify the extra 3K SuperNova bonus. We're going to have to write it down, Shauna, because we've gone over it a couple times now. And we're going to have to publish it to the help desk because if you achieve 9 points left and right after the week closes out, what does that mean? The week closes out Saturday at 7 o'clock. So if you got to 9 points left and 9 points right Saturday at 7 o'clock, no, that's not SuperNova. That's great job. You maxed out the comp plan. But SuperNova happens after that at 7:01. If you're maxed out 9 and 9 for the next week, that's SuperNova. If you instantaneously max out for the following week because you had so many hash power upgrades from commission, that's SuperNova. We'll write it down. We'll get it to the help desk. I understand WTXC is on ETH. I invest a lot on Base and SUI. Is there any plans to add WTXC to other networks? Not right now. We put WXC, we put the wrapped coin out there on ETH, so that you could get to it through, Trust Wallet or Edge Wallet or through MetaMask. But every time we publish one of those things, we got to add liquidity to support it. So we got a couple $100,000 tied up in wrapped Texit Coin on ETH. As we get deeper pockets, maybe we'll add one on Base or something else as well. But it really depends on what the market desires. If we see big trading volume on Ethereum, maybe we'll consider adding something else. Tampa event is this Saturday at the Motor Enclave. Bobby, I think you were supposed to be there too. I am. Maybe I should book a flight. That's what the flyer says. Missy says, I want to thank you for everything. This has definitely helped us grow personally and financially. Just wanted to say thank you. Yeah, guys, look, I know that I can't make everybody happy. I'm not trying to make everybody happy. My first and foremost responsibility is to make myself happy. But I believe that I can't do that unless I'm also engaged in an equal exchange of value with you. If you're not getting something out of this that makes you feel great, then you're not going to contribute. You're not going to help us grow. So I can't take it all and leave you with nothing. That's almost every other MLM that's out there. This is one that's built on the basic premise of an equal exchange of value. Yes, I'm going to win too. I'm going to win the most. Why? Because I'm the one taking the biggest risk. I'm the one that came up with the idea. I'm the one that testified in Congress and started his own currency. I've done a lot of things to get to where I am today. I think I'm the only guy that's qualified to be here in this chair today. I'm going to do very, very well. And I hope you do incredibly well too. And I know that a lot of you are, because you guys have shared all kinds of stories with me, life-changing stories. That's great. I want to hear it, but that's not why I do this. I do it for me. I do it for me and for my family. But I know that if I don't do it in a way that you can win too, it's never going to grow. Robbie, what is the correct Telegram channel? TexitCoin_TXC. I was on today and keep seeing messages that is moving to another channel name because of a pink giveaway or something like that. You might be tuned into the wrong channel there. Yeah. Go back to your welcome email. The welcome email has the link for the official Telegram channel. This is the miners only channel. Please don't share it with other people. But be careful, guys. Telegram is full of shady stuff. Full of it. I got scammed a couple weeks ago for $250,000. And you know how much that hurt us? Not a lot. Why? Did I book my $250,000 scam loss in the Robbie's or Bobby's profit category? No, I didn't. We may have to put a category in there for scams and losses. R3G team, I think I know who you are. Bobby, great and mighty model for all who choose to engage. Geniuses from a network marketer, the people business. We are all in. It is the people business. Guys, that's what we need for this thing to succeed. We can't do it without people, without ordinary, normal, everyday individuals. That's why we use this model, because we need to crowdsource the mind, bring in the cash, but also get a community of people that are passionate about our success. And you guys are passionate. Holy crap. Zach says, do you have to be at the event on the 18th to win a cart? You will know if you won as a top miner, but I don't know, Robbie Roo. What do you think, man?
I don't think we're going to have enough. Yeah, I don't think we'll have enough ability for the entire crew to show up. So maybe, maybe if a raffle one wins a car, like they don't have to be present.
You don't have to be there, but I do think that to win the drawings, the lucky draws, you do have to be in America. To be a top miner, to earn it, can be anywhere, but to get a lucky draw, I think you got to be here in the U.S. Does the 1, 2, free 100 TXC start back on September 1st? It sure does.
Whoa, how generous.
Dark mode on TXC wall would be awesome. I know. Yeah, make sure that we get that retroactively. The 100 TXC 1, 2, 3. Have you given any thought to buying out a larger trade barter company to aid in incorporating the use of TXC as a currency in a regional business? I have thought about that. Yes, I have. Why? That's how I got started in this whole deal in the beginning. I was 19 years old. I was running Silicon East Consulting back in Philadelphia, Fort Washington, PA. And some guy wandered into my office and goes, how would you like it if I brought you new customers you've never seen before, and it's going to cost you nothing? What's the catch? Well, they're going to trade you in a barter currency. I said, sounds great. Sign me up. And I loved corporate barter. And when I saw the Liberty Dollar in 2007, I'm like, this is just like corporate barter, except I don't have to pay a commission. And the currency is real silver. And it's because of my experience in corporate barter that I did so well with the American Open Currency Standard. Did the same thing, went right back to my barter guys and brought them on. And they loved it. I was kind of the most hated guy in corporate barter, though, for a while. So there's that. But I have thought about it because those are exactly the type of people that know how to put alternative currency deals together. So we will see. I don't know about buyout. I would just try to win them over and pay them a bunch of money to come and join us. September promo, 100 TXC on top of the free miner. Yes, that's right. Is the September promo going to be backdated? Yes. We love you, Bobby and team. I love you too. Any free TXC for anyone who joins weekly Zoom? We want to learn more. No free TXC. I love the hosting meetups, dinners, and channel. What I'd like to see from a coin is assets, services, and partnerships that are traded in that currency. Joint ventures, businesses, and brands. Let's say lands that could use the cash flow or holdings in Texas. Yeah, all that stuff's coming. We're just getting started. Remember, phase one is build the mine. We got to build a big, reliable, successful, decentralized, robust network on which we can build everything else. Can you store TXC on another wallet besides the TXC cold storage coin? You can. TXC Wallet is an app that's in Play or iOS store, or you can use wallet.texitcoin.org and the web wallet. Will the September promo be available from? Yes. Great idea on the billboards. Can we start working up some of the show locations? Yes, we're working on it now. I'm going to contribute to the LP on ETH with WTXC. Excellent idea. It would be great if we could use the coins on a card or tap for commerce. Yes, also coming soon. Do you plan to expand outside the USA? Of course I do. Are we capped at 400 people at the party? No, we are not. I think we've got room for 600. Correct me if I'm wrong, Stephanie. Stephanie's going to be pissed. Sure, come one, come all. Is Stephanie out there? Does she want to correct me in real life? I think she's moved on to something more exciting than this call. Thank you to the 371 people that have joined us and stayed all the way to the end of hour 2. Guys, remember, I really enjoy our time together. I don't mind the questions. Ask the tough ones. Ask the easy ones. Give me some softballs from time to time to make me look good. We got to dig into this stuff. We got to figure it out. We got to do it together. You know, there's no question that's off limits. If I think you're being out of line, I'll let you know. But otherwise, again, Tuesday night is our time to connect as a community, remind you guys of the updates, share the news, good and bad, and keep you in the loop so that you can continue to make educated decisions about sharing our program with friends and family. That's why we're here. I'm Bobby Gray. That's Robbie Rue. We're the guys that are holding the rocket ship together, protecting the goose that lays the golden egg. We've got a really great thing. It's kind of just fun now. It was hard work for a while. We got past that stage. We've got a great system, and we're really excited about growing it far and wide. We're coming up on 10% of the way there. That's an impressive number. We've got to get that hash power installed. You've seen the pictures of the mining ASICs showing up at the factory, but until they get dropped in the soup and start increasing the hash power on that chart, our job is not done, and we will not cease until we have followed through on building the mine, promoting the coin, and paying out our dear affiliates, whether you call those people network marketers or MLM nut jobs or whatever you want to say about them. A lot of those people are good people. They're helping fill the seats on the rocket ship. They're helping crowdsource the cash to make the next top crypto. Guys, it's called Texit Coin, and it's the most real, legitimate, authentic thing that you can find in the entire crypto space or the network marketing space. I'm very proud of it. I hope you're enjoying the journey as well, and I hope to connect with you again on Thursday on our next call, which is not going to be run by me, or next week in Thailand, where I will conduct our call, hopefully from a sandy beach or a hotel room, or at least drinking a coconut or eating a banana pancake. I'm having the time of my life. I'm doing very well. You guys are hopefully doing well. And I'm excited to continue sharing our success together as we venture forth into the great crypto unknown. Bobby Gray here. Thanks again for joining. You guys have a great night. Robbie, I appreciate you being here with me this whole time.
Thanks,
We'll
sir.
talk to you guys again soon.